Going back on the Scorpion video, I totally forgot to put an intro in. So these next videos are definitely going to have intros. And this video is going to be on Kotal and what I would change about him. Kahn cut input should be back forward 2 to take away input conflictions with the up sword. Disc beam amplify input should be forward amplify to take away input conflictions with grand discus amplify. And the first hit should also hit just like grand discus amplify. So before the beam lands, he should smack you with the discus itself and then hit you with the beam. That way you can do combos into it, and it would be easier to set up the crushing blow if you have the 3 totems summoned, which is the requirement for the crushing blow. As you can see, it doesn't combo into anything at all, unfortunately. So it's really hard to set up this crushing blow as it is. But if you could combo into it with the first hit being that he smacks you with the discus into the beam, that would be a really helpful change. Regular and amplify sun ray shouldn't kill the opponent. A lot of the time when Kotal has a life lead and you're at chip health, there's just unwinnable situations where he can just do a block string into the sun ray and it's just an auto kill and there's no counterplay to it at all. Just like sun ray, god ray shouldn't kill the opponent either, but it should have a very far distance since it only has 2 distances right now, and it should also open up the forward throw crushing blow if it wasn't already used, and the requirement should be if the opponent or Kotal is standing in the sun. Regular and amplified grounded cat pounce shouldn't have whiffing issues after normals and block strings. This happens more in the corner and against crouch blocking opponents, especially the ones with smaller crouch blocking hitboxes. And the opponent shouldn't be able to break in the first 2 hits because you can punish Kotal Kahn for using this move if you have breakaway as some characters, unfortunately. Amplified aerial cat pounce should launch and should allow you to follow up with a dash up forward 1 mid screen, and in the corner can launch for more options. Blood totem, defense totem, and meter totem should all be 42 frame startup and all have 41 recovery frames. These are the same frames as the power totem or the blue totem, and the power totem is clearly the best totem. It's the easiest to set up and it just gives you the best effects, and overall the other totems are just not on par with the power totem. If they were all equal in recovery and startup, I think it would be much better and much more variety in choosing what totems you want. For the last change, and the most creative change in my opinion, I think Kotal should have a new custom that is similar to Shang's Shapeshifters training that costs 3 slots, but with Kotal it would be with all 4 of his totems. And the new 2 inputs for the totem should be back down flip stance and forward down flip stance, and he should have an amplified version that costs 1 offense and 1 defense bar that gives him a totem level 1 boost from all 4 totems at once, and has the same frame data as the power totem and lasts for 10 seconds, and its input should be down back amplify. Just a quick recap or summary over the changes I listed. Directed raise amplify input should be forward amplify to take away input conflictions with grand discus amplify, and directed raise amplify should have 2 hits like grand discus to make it possible to do strings into directed raise amplify. Blood totem, defense totem, and meter totem should all be 42 frame startup and all have 41 recovery frames. God Ray input should be down forward 3 to take away input conflictions with Sun Ray, should have a very far distance, and should grant the forward throw crushing blow if Kotal or the opponent is in the God Ray. Tekuani Maul shouldn't whiff after block strings or normals, and breakaway should be disabled until after the first 2 hits have landed. Air Tekuani Maul should have an amplified version that launches. Kahn cut input should be back forward 2 to take away input conflictions from up sword. And Kotal should have a new custom that is similar to Shang's Shapeshifters training that costs 3 slots, but with Kotal it would give him access to all 4 totems. And those are my changes to Kotal Kahn. With these changes, I think a lot of his useless customs like God Ray and some of the totems would just be more useful now. And my favorite custom that I came up with would be the 3-slot custom that gives him all 4 totems at once. I think that would be really fun to mess around with as Kotal. And as always, I'm always looking out to see what you guys think in the comments. Let me know your feedback, and I hope you enjoyed the video.